Welcome back, you beautiful people. It is January 2023. So, naturally, we're going to take a look back at what happened in December 2022, as well as where we landed as far as the entire year of 2022 goes. This is going to give us some really good insight as we put together our expectations and our El Predicto for 2023 in real estate. So, keep your eyes peeled for that. As we jump right into it here, you can see the number of transactions is a lot lower than we were used to seeing. A total of 601 sales in the month of December, a decrease of 29.9%. Now, December is typically a slow month for real estate in Ottawa. The average price you can see only down by 1.3%, which is very interesting. The number of the number of properties available for sale is significantly more than it was last year. However, it is quite significantly less than it was last month. So it's something to pay attention to month over month versus year over year. A lot of the stats will talk about year over year, but we want to focus on month over month to see what changes we're noticing on a more regular basis. You can see there's 3.75 months of inventory. It is still technically a very slight seller's market. A lot of people are telling you it's a balanced market. It feels more like a balanced market, but I can assure you that there were a number of sales that we did over the end of December, beginning of January so far that felt very quick compared to the type of market that we might quote unquote be in. Year to date combined. So where do we wind up at the end of 2022? A total of 15,288 sales, a decrease of almost 25%. That's a lot less properties sold. But the average price you can see there has gone up by 7.1%, really driven by the first part of the year. Since the peak of the market in March this year, we're down a total of $134,000 combined between residential and condo. This year has absolutely been a tale of two markets in two ways. First of all, the first half of the year was an all-out seller's market. Properties would sell, 3 hours on market, not even 3 days on market. And then towards the second half of the year, properties were starting to sit, and sellers, agents, everybody was getting confused about what was happening in the market as the interest rates began to rise and the sales and the prices began to drop. I don't believe that anybody was really prepared for the year that we had in Ottawa real estate. The other way that it was a tale of two markets was between both the residential section and the condominium section. We'll get into those separately here. So on the residential side, you can see the month of December sold a total of 466 properties, a decrease of 21%, a decrease in terms of average sale price by 7.3%. Keep an eye on that number. The year over year decrease in sales price is going to look significant, even more moving forward. As far as the inventory goes, we have almost over 3 times the amount of inventory. So it's 208% more. And we've got, again, but if you look at it versus versus November 2022, it's a decrease of 550 properties. So less properties for sale, which is great. The number of sales is really what makes this inventory jump up. The fact that the sales are so low, considering when you look at the 5-year average, they're lower than the 5-year average. And that has a lot to do with decreased buyer sentiment, which is something that we've been dealing with for the last 6 months or so. What we're finding now is that buyer sentiment seems to be increasing a little bit. On the residential side, year to date, we sold a total of 11,508 properties, a decrease of, again, about a quarter less properties for sale. But the average price did go up year over year versus the 2021 prices. Again, that was really driven by a strong first half of the year. So since the peak of the market back in March, the price dropped by an average of $206,000 in the residential sector. Prices have fallen faster than we've ever seen them risen. Okay, that's a very interesting point to note. As a result, some sellers have unattainable expectations based on the prices posted earlier this year, and buyers are of the notion that they can go and steal houses on the market. Often the sellers are not willing to sell it for that price, for the lower price, and so we're seeing less sales happen overall. On the condo side, it's been a little bit different. It's been a little bit more stable. You can see the total number of sales on the condo side in the month of December was 135. It's a decrease of almost 50%. But again, we don't sell a lot of condos. So, by going down by 150 properties, 150 sales, that's a 50% decrease. But the average price in December is up by 9%. If you remember from last month, the average price of a condo went down year over year, but this month it went up year over year. That's because we saw a lot of fluctuations month over month, and we're still seeing a lot of fluctuations month over month in terms of average price point for a condo because a couple of really good sales can bump that price up with having such a low number of total condos sold. You can see again, 113%, so more than double the properties available for sale at the end of December 2002, condos for sale at the end of 2022 versus the end of 2021, but a slight decrease month over month. And that, again, is something that we want to look at when we're talking about the month over month. We are still under 4 months worth of inventory, so it's still technically a seller's market until we cross that 4-month threshold. There's some stuff that's selling, there's some stuff that's not. If you would like to make a move in 2023, whether it's buying a house, whether it's selling a house, investing in real estate, the team and I have been more than happy to help because there's so much uncertainty. We can really help guide you through because we're spending a lot of time working with our clients and really understanding this market and the intricacies that are happening. So as always, give us a phone call, shoot a DM, whatever it is you'd like, however, send a smoke signal, and we'll be happy to help you this year. If there's anything you need, as always, the phone number 1-888-REAL585. And until then, keep it real, collective.